So hello internet, what's up? Welcome to JS Cafe. In this video, we are going to talk how did I cracked. So without wasting any time, started. So this particular video is will be not just specific to cracking. It is more about how did I prepared myself for interviews. So this should be like how to prepare for interviews, right? And in this video I will give you a detailed insight of how did I manage to prepare alongside my job with Mintra, and how did I like manage thing, how did I like scheduled my daily task, how did I kept up work, and how did like I managed my sleep and everything. That's a lot of thing to take care of, guys. I was alone when I prepared, but in your journey I will try my best to help you. So here I want to tell you guys about Bosscoder Academy. It is a course where you get everything required to crack top product based companies under one roof. They have a very structured curriculum consisting of data structures and algorithms, CS fundamentals, a low level design and high level design. Classes are taken live by professionals from top notch companies. The teaching quality is best, plus recordings are available in case you miss the classes. You will also get one-on-one mentorship support from the experienced software engineers to guide you throughout the course. And the program is so promising that within an effort of 2-3 hours daily, you will find it very easy to crack any good product based company. With 1000 plus students already upskilling on Bosscoder Academy, 400 plus alumni have been placed into the world's leading tech companies with an average package of 22 LPA. And do you want to guess the highest package by one of their alumni? It is 86 LPA. So if you are seriously aiming to make a big shift in your tech career, here is a genuine chance. I have asked their team for a special discount of 5% for my subscribers. And if you still have doubts that what if it doesn't works for me, I understand. You always have the option of 14-day full money back guarantee. So click the link now and get started with your journey to top tech companies. So let us get started. I guess you are very excited as me. So how to prepare for interviews? So the first thing is that you should find a free time to study and revise. Okay, that should be ideally be hours per day. Now let's suppose you are a student, or even if you are a an employed person, then you are working for almost 8 hours to 10 hours per day, and on top of that you have to have 3 hours of time to dedicate for preparations. So that sums up to around having 11 to 13 hours per day. Okay, that is for the work, and rest time you have it for sleep, for eating, for spending time with your family. So I usually used to wake up early in the morning, and before starting off with my office, I used to study. And I did that because our mind is fresh when we wake up in the morning. It has the capacity to take things, to grasp things more clearly, and you're also not in a pressure, or you're not tired as well because of the work or the college work or the office work. So I found the morning a time to be the best suitable for me to prepare. And after I was done with that, I started off with my office, and I used to work around 8 to 9 hours as the normal day. Okay. And after that, I used to take proper sleep. When you are doing something or when you are investing your time something, then it has to be balanced. Not like you are picking 3 hours from your day to study, and also you are doing gaming in the night. Okay, so this is not the balance. Okay, so somewhere you know in your mind that you have to cut down certain things from your daily activities in order to compensate for that 3 hour that you are doing. Okay, So what I did was, after finishing my office, I used to take a rest and then go to sleep. Nothing in between. No gaming, no using social media, no binge watch or anything like that. So you have to give your mind a proper rest so that it can, grasp thing more better. Okay. So that is the thing about like how did I manage. This was my 3 hours fixed daily, and there was no cheating, no cheat day. Like skip a day, then like I can't do it, or I'm feeling very tired. Okay, no cheat day on that. You can take a rest on probably on Sunday if you want, like if you want friends or whatnot. But have make sure that Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday you dedicate your time to this particular thing, because this is very important, and rest other things come secondary. Now once you have a schedule ready for you, now you need to have a dedicated roadmap for the target. What I mean by that is, like, I set my target, like I have to get interview ready in 3 months. Okay, so depending upon your capacity, depending upon your like flow, or this particular time which you are allocating to yourself, you can set yourself a target that by these many months I'll be interview ready, and have a deadline set for you. Because if you don't set a deadline, then this thing will go endlessly. So it's very important one for someone to have a specific deadlines in life. Like, it should be realistic as well, because if you set yourself that I'll do a task in 6 months, then you take around 7 months or 8 months to complete that. Okay. Now, if you're saying that you will be interview ready in 3 months, like you might take 4 months or 5 months to get there. Okay. So think in that direction. Okay. It's very important for. Now, once you are done with target, you have to have a list of the areas where you are not confident or lack time practice. Okay. And try to cover these things before jumping into the things which you already know. Okay. So it is always beneficial to work on the things you are not confident enough, things which you are lacking practice, or things which you don't know to cover first, and then land onto the things that you know better. Okay. Because in the starting, you have ample of time to invest, and in that ample of time you can learn and grow your skills where you think you are not doing well. By doing this, you will gain some confidence. Okay. And when you gain some confidence, you feel motivated and you get on the track. So this was something I wanted to let you know, that first focus on the areas which you are not confident on, work on them, and then when you are done with that particular things, then you can move on to the things which you already know, as a form of revise or as a form of practice, whatever you are comfortable. Also, one major thing that you need to make sure is that you do a lead code discuss of the companies you are targeting. It helps you figure out questions that are currently asked in the market. So suppose you have a list of 10 companies that you want to apply for, you want to interview for. Now, while you are preparing yourself, you also make sure that you do a lead code discuss. By lead code discuss, what I mean by, I think most of you guys already know. If I do lead code discuss Amazon front end questions, so you can see that these are all the results of our search. And on clicking on any of the links, you will go to lead code discuss, and you can see that someone gave an interview for Amazon. It was a hacker rank interview. Second was a phone call interview. They asked him or her oops questions, difference between classes, objects, interface, overloading, overriding. Then they give him a sorting algorithms, differentiate between array set map, polyfills, what is TypeScript. Then three technical questions: find missing number in the array, find missing number in duplicate, and create APIs. Then terms of behavioral questions and whatnot. So by this, and you can see that this was asked recently on May 2022, this year only. So you get an idea. Okay, so Amazon is asking these questions right now. These are the hot questions in the market, and make a list of the questions in your notepad or in a MS Word or Google Doc, wherever you are comfortable. Make a list of them questions, and trust me, when you go through other, other discussions as well, you will find similar questions, similar patterns happening. So this way you will be sure of the thing that, okay, this is the pattern that Amazon is following, then I have to prepare accordingly. So this helps a lot in, defining your path. Okay, this is a very crucial step. Now once you have done these four things, okay, so these are all sequential steps which I'm talking about. Once you have done these four steps, what you need to do is, you need to have a list of important questions that you want to take over. So I will be sharing what were the important concepts that I looked into when I was preparing for the interviews. So the first one was, which I started off with, was JS basics. I started with learning hosting, closures, let const var, event loop, call stack, and other stuff. So these are the basics of the JavaScript. I revised those concepts. Then I practiced some output based questions on JavaScript. Like for example, we have that famous set timeout question. Like if we have a for loop and we place, first we place const, then place var, then set, and we have to determine the various outputs. Then promises based output questions, like they have a promise, then what would be the output of this. Then there are certain miscellaneous JS questions, like you have to flatten an array, flatten an object, then currying based questions. So these are coming, like these are some of the miscellaneous questions. Okay. And I have covered these questions on my channel as well. Uh, for how to flatten array object and how to do currying. Then I practice polyfill of almost every possible JS function. I practice for the one that I can remember now is promise.all, then array.reduce, then bind, and etc. And I practice a lot of polyfills. Okay. So these were the four thing up till now. Then after finishing off with JS, then I landed up to CSS. I brushed up the basic CSS concepts, and then I practiced some questions, like based on positioning, like how to absolute position, how to make a position stick at top, how to nested divs, how to like show a UI of menus, right? Like file system structure, and also understand the basic difference between position absolute, relative, sticky, other stuffs, and how flex works, how grid works, what is these things, RAM values, what is difference in pixels, what is density pixel ratio. Okay, these are the basic stuffs that I learned in CSS. Now once I completed that, I landed up upon the advanced concepts, I would say. That was first I started off with critical rendering path, like what is DOM, what is CSS what is a render tree, what is layout step, what is a paint step. Okay. Once I have this knowledge, then I started off with React concepts. Like studied about the various hooks that are present, like when to use memo, when to use memo, when to use callback, what is the why it is required, what is use effect, and what's the use of the array dependencies, then what is virtual DOM, what are the hooks. And also I learn about the lifecycle methods. Then I written some basic apps, that is decrement app, a timer app. Increment decrement is like you have a number shown on the screen, and you have two buttons, plus and minus. If you do plus, number changes to 0 to +1. Then you do a plus, it changes to do. Then similarly, if you do a minus, then it minuses the value by 1. And a timer also, like you have a timer running, you can stop the timer, you can reset the timer, you can pause the timer. Okay. And then practiced some machine coding questions, like this is the smallest, but I have other questions as well. These were the main, like menu drop down. You have to this I prepared for, I guess, for Swiggy. Like you have a drop down list of menus, then a image slider, then a blog. So by practicing blog, you can practice the basic CRUD operations. and by image slider you can get a hands on with the vanilla JS part, and menu drop down just for incorporating CSS as well over here. Then after finishing off this machine coding questions, then I landed on two system design concepts. I and even I have a dedicated video on each of these topics on the channel itself. I learned about network optimization, asset optimization, what are the various types of rendering patterns, what is server side rendering, client side rendering, static generation, incremental static regeneration. Then I practiced about React design system patterns. This is crucially important. Like when they ask you to, just to make a high level component. So at that time, it is very important for you to decide that which design pattern of React you are going to use, whether you are going to implement hooks pattern or not. If you are implementing hooks, then why actually you are implementing that. Okay, so this is the crucial part. Then after that I practiced one design system design question, that was a type or suggestion. So I created a basic, like what would be the API look like, what would be my components, how generic can it be, how it can handle various design systems and all. So that was one. And after all of this, I also practiced lead code questions. I practiced basic lead code questions, easy to medium questions actually, on these three topics, and three as well, basic three questions. So array strings, linked list entry. You once you prepare all of them, I think this is all that someone would need to get ready for interview. And once you are done with that, I guess there's no stopping. I guess you can crack good companies with this package. Okay. Yeah, and before this was all about the preparation part, but along with that, you also need to have certain mindset uh, to have, because if you don't have it, then you might lose the motivation very quickly, just after you face a rejection. Okay, so there were certain points that I wanted to highlight and share with you guys. So first one is that make sure to keep things at top of your head. Study them to learn, not just to crack the interview. So I've seen many times that people just mug up the things and they just spill it out in the interview, and as the time passes by it vanishes off from their head. So I'm telling that please do not do this. Please learn these things to actually remember them for long and not just for the interviews. Because so once you learn something, by keeping in mind that this is going to help you in future, then that thing remains in your head for your lifetime. Okay, and whenever someone asks you that concept, then you can automatically tell, oh okay, I know this, I know this. You don't have to go ahead back and see, okay, what was this, why did I learn that. Okay. Make sure to implement it in your daily routine. And another point is accept the fact that not all interviews are meant to crack. It is completely normal to get rejections. You are no superhero. Okay, I have seen many people facing depressions, or feeling very sad even if they get rejected in one interview. Man, I have been rejected in 5 interviews, and still I'm here at SD2 because I didn't give up, right? I didn't give up, and I accepted the fact that not all interviews are meant to crack. Okay, so it has a little bit of luck factor as well. But again, you should not. The overall idea is that you should not feel demotivated because of a rejection. Always remember that you will fail 10 times, but the one who gets up the 11th time is the person who is successful. So I heard this line from Amanda Tarvalvia, and I think this line stuck with me the moment I listened to it. And this is something which I can relate to, and I guess you can also relate to. That always remember that life can put you down n number of times, but the person who gets up for the n plus one time, n plus one time, is the one who is going to make it through that. Okay, so never feel demotivated, never feel depressed. Keep working hard, and one day your hard work is going to pay off, and that would be your day, you know. to achieve your goals. And also, always learn from the mistakes you have done in the interviews. Ask for feedback and work on them. It is not okay to repeat same mistakes in every interviews. And this is very important thing, I guess, because if you are noticing a certain pattern of you making mistakes every time you actually, you go through interviews, then do correct them. Okay, do take actions on them and make sure that you never repeat them on your future interviews or the upcoming interview. Okay, this is very important. This is the key thing for cracking anything. Cracking anything, not just the interviews. Okay, always learn from your mistakes. Make sure that you do not repeat them in the future. And the last concluding line would be confident and aim high. So yeah, this was all in this video. I guess you liked it, and especially I think you might be you have liked this particular part where I talked about the important concepts. You can take a screenshot, or you can come back to this video when you want to feel motivated preparing for your interviews. And I try my best to keep my audience engaged and motivated, as motivated as I am. But yeah, if you have any questions, then do let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. And this was all in this video. Till then, take care. Goodbye. See you in the next.